Hi guys, welcome to the Junkyard Z06 page. I'm Lewis, and this is my junk. Alright, welcome back guys. Today's going to be a little bit more of an in-depth video, a little bit closer to how I'd like to be doing with this channel during the build phase. We have a couple of goals today. Number one is rebuilding our rockers. Number two is addressing some wiring things that are going on in the car. And number three is I'd like to show you guys my switch 12 volt fuse box that I came up with to ease some issues. So let's get to it. Alright guys, first up here is rebuilding our old rockers. For example, here's one of them. I got these out of a really high mileage backup motor that I'm actually in the middle of pulling out of a buddy's truck. It's a 6-liter, unlimited miles. I'm not sure if it will ever actually end up working, but these are really helpful from it. Now, we have to rebuild these because, let's see if we can see in here. Focus. You can see all these little needle bearings in here. Now, as the mileage goes on and on, this whole kind of assembly kind of wears out, and then eventually some of the needle bearings start falling out, and then they go through your motor, which is obviously not ideal. So that's why we're going to rebuild them with this kit here from Michigan Motorsports. LS rocker arm and trunnion kit. Now, I went with these over the bushings because I've done sets of bushings before, and I found that the tolerances between the rockers themselves and then the bushings from the manufacturer really just lead to a lot of problems and a lot of extra work. So this will be my first time trying this style rebuild. So let's get to it. All right, guys. Well, to start this, we have our 1-ton arbor press from Harbor Freight that I actually just unboxed and assembled. So we'll be using this to press out the current internals in here. I don't know if you guys can see. And then we'll be pressing in the new ones. Here's the new centerpieces, the C-clips, and then the individual little bearings themselves, which I'm sure is going to be fun to deal with. So now, I definitely would not use this as a guide of how to do this. I've never done it before, at least of this style, and I'm sure there's much better ways to go about this. I'm just kind of winging it, and we'll see how it turns out. Alright guys, now that we have rebuilt our rockers here, we're going to go ahead and install them with our push rod. Now, I already measured for these a while back. All I really need to do is rebuild it to install it. So, I guess it's time. talk about our switched 12-volt fuse box. So what we're really doing with this is, first one, relay here. This is actually going to trigger the box. And this is just going to get power from the battery directly. And then this will be triggered by a switched 12-volt source up front. And the reason I ended up deciding to do this was I had to add quite a few switched 12-volt sources. And I really didn't feel like tapping into like 1,000 different little lines underneath the dash. And I just thought it'd be a big mess. So I figured I'd just get a whole fuse box and then run the switched 12-volt to that. Right here we have another relay. And this relay is actually for the fuel pumps, along with this driver right here. And that Cortex electronic boost controller will actually trigger these to trigger the extra fuel pumps that we have in the car. Basically under a certain set conditions, and we will program that later on and really get into that in a different video. So yeah. Alright guys, so I know we had 3 different goals for today's video, and we definitely hit 2 of them. We rebuilt the rockers and we installed them with the push rods, and then I did a really short explanation of my fuse box, which I'll get more into depth as I install it. But my third one was to go through some of the wiring in the car, but it's starting to get pretty chilly outside. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that in the next video, and maybe that'll actually go really well with actually installing the fuse box. So thanks for watching, guys.